It's gonna be my first bite, so here we go.
Hey everyone, this is Tanner. So this afternoon we're headed on a fun adventure. Marissa and I decided it's time to go for a date night, so we're dropping Will off to my brother's, have some fun with the cousins while we go get some Ethiopian food. Hoping that it's open, hoping it's not closed for now, and taste a little bit of different ethnic foods. And then after, assuming it's still warm enough, we're gonna go on a little hike. So we're excited for the day, and we'll see what happens.
She's excited to see her cousin. Okay, I'm gonna try and take advantage of the shade that this car offers right there. So, anyways, I just got off the phone with Mahider Ethiopian Restaurant in Salt Lake City. I think I said that right. I couldn't hear the guy on the phone super well to hear if I pronounced that right or not. But I called, we've got it ordered. We're scheduling it out for like 30 minutes from now. I asked him what I should order. I told him this was our first time trying Ethiopian food, and he said the sampler's the way to go. So that's what we got, is the sampler for 2 people. They're not offering any dining in right now because of COVID, so that will, I mean, it's kind of fun to see, you know, everything in the restaurant. Based on pictures that I've seen, it looks like there's tons of like cool pictures, and even a small like store next to the restaurant. So who knows, we might stop in there for a quick second, but I think that's really cool that they offer, you know, they give a full cultural experience. Based on the pictures that I saw, that's what it looked like. So kind of bummed we're gonna miss out on that, but I'm excited because we'll just take it to a park and enjoy nature while trying the food. So Will is now at her cousin's house. When we said goodbye, it didn't even faze her. Like, she's like, hey, bye mom and dad, which was so different than the last time, which was probably like a month ago. She was crying and it was kind of sad to leave, but this time she was totally fine. So it's kind of bittersweet because I want her to basically only want me, but that's a lie. I want her to love being with other people and be confident in herself. So it's progress. Anyways, we just got here to the restaurant. Tanner went in to go and get the food. It's here on State Street, so it's a fairly busy road, but it's super easy to see. The signs are really nice. Yeah, we're just gonna take it out, probably go to the nearest park and try it there. Got the goods. Woo! How does that look? Or what did they say?
So it's pronounced Mahider.
Mahider.
Mahider. And they didn't have any pamphlets, but they said all their information's on the website, so it smells really good. And we're excited.
Is it in 2 boxes?
Yep. A lot of food.
Okay, we're gonna kick it at an elementary school just nearby. We're gonna find a shady spot, maybe half in the sun because it's cold, and dig in. It smells so good. You guys, this looks so good. Okay, one downfall to not being in the restaurant is to not being able to have explained what all of this wonderful food is. Wonderful as in it looks delicious. We haven't tried it yet, but based off of our zero knowledge in Ethiopian food, but just on how it looks, based on how it looks, this is kind of what we're assuming. So this is definitely beef here, and that's chicken. And then it looks like we've got a mixture of onions and tomatoes. Tanner, do you want to say what you think some are?
It looks like there's some spinach or some sort of leafy greens with 1, 2, 3, 4 different kinds of lentils. So, and then maybe a chicken breast here in the middle too. So
does that look like a garbanzo bean? No, that's a bean.
Yep, and then over here it looks like there's some cabbaged carrots and onions, and maybe some cabbage. Did I say cabbaged? Anyway.
Cabbage. Yeah, so the dots are from the bread. So based on a picture online that I found, it explained a little bit about Ethiopian food and how to eat it. So it says that dining takes place in a communal setting. You don't use a plate. So you don't use your hands. I know, oh my gosh, you don't use utensils. So there's one common plate that everyone shares, and then you just use your hands. So this is what you can see here. This spread is like the staple. It's called Injera. And it's a special type of flatbread made from a type of grain that is indigenous to Ethiopia called teff. It's highly nutritious, especially in iron, fiber, and some protein and calcium. It's typically eaten with other stew-like foods, kind of what we're seeing here. We have some curries, kind of stewy type foods. Yeah, it says you tear off a bite-sized piece and then you dip it in the stew-like substance. Not sure what this is, I wish I did. And then you roll it up and you eat it, and this is gonna be my first bite, so here we go.
What do you think?
It's good. I can taste some subtle spice in it. I didn't get a ton of the sauce. The bread is different. I shouldn't have been surprised because you can see all the air bubbles in it. It's super airy.
Almost like a crepe, maybe?
Almost. It kind of tastes like an Indian dal. Not an Indian dal. The dal's the curry. It tastes like the...
Chapati?
No, what is the bread that you love?
Dosa.
A dosa. Kind of tastes like a fermented rice type of dosa. But I'm sure it's with a different type of grain. But it kind of has a fermented flavor. But it's good. Yeah, let me get a better taste. It's mild, so if you don't like spicy food, you would like this. If you like spicy food, there's still a subtle taste. The curry's good. That's definitely lentils. Yeah, that's my first opinion. Great. So we're kind of bummed that it's cold out here and windy because our food is kind of getting cold, but here we go. Pretend like it's warm.
So I'm gonna try some of this cabbaged looking stuff with a little bit of meat.
You there, won't you? Come in closer, 'cause I want you near. Lean in, won't you? Come on over, 'cause you're all welcome here. If only we could all get together.
It's really good. The meat, it almost tastes like lamb, to be honest. You can kind of see it falling apart, so it's probably a different type of cut of beef. But
It could be lamb too.
Yeah, I really liked the cabbage and the carrots, so...
Were they sour? Like,
No.
were they pickled?
They're pickled, and that was the word I was looking for. They're pickled, but yeah, really good. It does remind me of a dosa, like Marissa was saying. And it's a lot thicker than a dosa, though, so...
Yeah. And it comes with a lot of bread, as you can see. So I'm, like, as they said in that information thing, like, it's definitely a staple and you can tell. And I love that. Everywhere we travel, it's just fun to see the different countries, like, staple breads. And this seems like their main one.
Woo!
Okay. I'm going to try this other curry, the yellow one. It's lemony. Mmm.
Yeah, I had this lighter orange one, and it also was pretty sour, but tasty. And it has a little bit of kick, like Marissa said, from
Okay,
for some spinach.
Here's the other yellow one.
No, that is a pungent flavor. It's almost like bok choy, or like a Swiss chard.
I'm sure it's Swiss chard. It kind of looks like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's Swiss chard.
This one it totally was different than this one. I think it's made with yellow split peas. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking it had an earthy flavor. Like
Which one?
This one here.
Okay.
It tasted super earthy. Tastes a little, it's like good, but it's like almost like there's
Almost like dirt. It almost
in a
tastes like
good
dirt.
way.
It's like tasting radishes without the bite that a radish has. They've always tasted like dirt to me. Maybe I'm crazy.
I
but-
don't like radishes either.
Only we could all have company. Only we could all be together. All the better off we all could be.
The chicken is really tender.
Yeah.
Like, they cooked it really well. I kind of wish that there was more spice. Tanner and I are really big spice people, though. like
like
today
Thai
at lunch.
and Indian and anything that you can add jalapenos to or
Serrano chilies. That's the thing lately. So this is like a little more dual than I expected, but I think that's probably a good thing, so it welcomes all audiences with different spice levels.
Oh, look at pork. I think they're missing.
Okay, so what's your final takeaway?
2 thumbs up here, even though that wasn't thumbs. 2 thumbs up here. The least favorite one, starting off, unfortunately, had to be this one.
That one's the earthy one.
Too much like dirt. All the other ones had really good flavors. This one tasted a lot lemony.
Yeah, really lemony.
More lemony than the other
Still
ones.
good.
The chicken, very tender. Both the pork, we believe, and the beef, really good. This one would have to be second worst, but all the other ones kind of fell right into place, which is interesting because we love vegetables, but this just had just a fermented, or the seasonings or whatever, just not quite what I liked as much. But overall, great experience, fun. Wouldn't say that I would go here every weekend, but it's also a fun experience to do every once in a while, so we had a good time.
Okay, so if you live in the Salt Lake area, definitely make a stop here. What was it called again?
Mahider.
Mahider. Great place. I love the communal idea. That's what food's about. That's what eating's about. It's just having a social experience. For us, it's a fun date night on a weeknight to just go get out and enjoy. So, yeah. How do we want to end this? We're definitely still getting used to this, getting used to the whole camera thing and how to say things, but I think this is where we say subscribe if you want, and see you next time. You guys, this is already a favorite restaurant because look, my name is spelled right. First try, I didn't even tell them.